When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you would be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible, I can pack my sack, I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Arise, look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Yeah. Yeah. Yo. Welcome to Ride Along Live. Welcome to Ride Along Live on a Thursday. Good evening to you, Lydia, and everybody locked on, tune in. As you guys come and go ahead and share up the program, share it up, share it up, share it up. We have some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about, some things to clarify. We got some discussions. And I got something to say. Today, it's important that I do it. So come in and share up the program, guys, so we could start it off. So we could kick it off. Today's Thursday. Today's Wednesday. Wednesday, oh Lord, I just want to make sure you guys paying attention. All right? Benz? Okay. It's Wednesday, sorry. Reginald Amadi, how you doing? It's Wednesday, sorry. Okay? Add followers, everybody. Add followers. Let me do it as well. Let me add followers here because we have a few things to talk about, right? By the way, how the hell are you guys doing? How you feeling? Terry Alexander, how you doing? I know a lot of times people they come for the drama, right? But let me reassure you guys that there is no drama today. All right? You guys like too much drama. Tell you that. Lacey J, how you doing? So there's no drama today. So let me first say that and apologize. Sky, let me apologize for yesterday. Yesterday your boy wasn't feeling good at all. I felt really, really, really sick yesterday. And I think it was because of the heat. Right? I think it was because of the heat. I felt like my chest was hurting me, my body was hurting me. I had aches. It was just crazy. So I tried to come in the studio. I sat in this chair and said, you know what? I can't make it, guys. I couldn't make it. So I apologize. I know a lot of people look forward to this program. That's the daily dose of information. Some people drive home and they listen to us and we appreciate that. Some people, they get themselves prepared for the evening time, get their children, school clothes. So get the children doing something and come and listen to this program. Kids listen to this program. Granny listen to this program. Everybody listen to this program. So I apologize that we couldn't be on yesterday. All right. All right. Yes, Corinne. Canada is hot. New York City is hot. It is very, very hot. And listen, it's not supposed to be so hot. If this is the sun, I don't want to know about the Father. Because this is too hot. Blazing hot. Who do you blame for that? Who do you blame for all that hot sun, boy? All right. Kennedy won the drama. No, Kennedy, no drama today. All right. Let me say this, guys. Let me say this. So, earlier today, full disclosure, we got contacted by a family member. While I'm talking, I'll put this up on the screen, because you guys have to know about Monday Night Mass with Amazing Colors, because we're on the water. Right. So, I got contacted on Facebook about a story that they said that it was important to air. As we always do on Ride Along, a story don't just come in our inbox and then it goes on air. It goes through channels. So after the producer would have looked at it, a few other people on staff would have looked at it. It comes down to me, right, to look at it. Now, oftentimes, when a story gets through the producer, get to me, by the time it get to me, I'm my stance on things. Everyone has a story to tell. And at no point in time, I want to tell someone that their story is illegitimate or their story should not be told. Make sure you guys hear me properly on this microphone. Check. You guys hear me good? Give me a thumbs up if you hear me good. Give me if you guys hear me good, because I think the mic was channeled through the wrong thing. Give me a quick thumbs up if you guys hear me good, because I think my mic was channeled through the wrong port. So I'm not sure if you guys was hearing me or if it was coming through the computer, if it was something kind of weird. Very good. You hear me very good? Okay, good. Right. So, all right. Thank you. All right. Good. Right. So it came through the channels, and by the time it came to me, my process is to look at it, and always in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking everyone has a story to tell, right? And it's important that we don't be like the guards of free speech and people sharing their story. Now, there are instances where story come to the wire, story comes to the producer, story comes to me, and we do accept and agree to do it. But I've always said that from the minute time we air a story, the story then becomes our story. From the minute time I get on the microphone and I talk about a particular thing or story or incident or person, it then becomes my liability. So I have to look at it from all those perspectives, right? I want you guys to think about it from that. So I have to look at it from all these different perspectives. So after it came to me, I did get a chance to speak to the person who was interested in sharing their story. And I had an intensive conversation with that individual. Now, I know you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but it's all going to make sense in a little bit. The individual had a story to tell about a situation that is brewing, something that is happening. And it have to do with a well-known individual, probably not as, I think his music precedes him. His work precedes him. I know the individual music before I even knew what he looked like. He was one of Grenada's number one producer. In my belief, I think he's a genius. The boy is a straight up genius. He produced songs for Natty and Thunder. I mean, he produced songs for everyone. I'm talking about Mr. Shem Felix. Build the Vibes. He is and will always be one of the best producer, I believe, that passed through Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. No one could take that away from him. And oftentimes, too, people say, well, you're saying that now, you didn't say that when he was alive. I didn't know the brother. I never met him before, but I knew his music. And now I'm seeing a lot of different things. They have the Soca Monarch thing for him, and they have different things for him. But I think that he's supposed to be and should have been recognized when he was alive. I say all of this to say that the story was about this individual, not a very out there popular person that is people see on stage. No, he's a producer. He's in the back and he produces great music. So the person came to me and they wanted to share that story, and they produced a whole heap of evidence and things that they would like to talk about. All right, I'm giving full clarity to this because I want you guys to understand my position on all of this. All going to make sense in a little bit for you. So initially we looked at it and we looked at it and we looked at it and we looked deeper at it. And then we decided that collectively, we decided that we will adhere to our core principle of everyone having a story to tell and have that person come on and share their story. We did put out a flyer. The flyer was posted. A lot of you guys saw it, commented on it about an hour ago. And there was a few things that happened within that time frame that caused a lot of refocus and conversation, right? So after the flyer posted, we got calls from a number of individuals, family members, friends, associates, people who were very close to the individual, and people who was upset for us to air a story about that particular individual. Now, that wouldn't necessarily make us change our mind on a story, because nobody likes a story to be told if it goes against what they desire, they believe, right? They believe. So nobody wants a story to be told anything to do with them. So we understand. Certain people don't want the individual to share the story. Now, there comes consideration. So we know at Ride Along Live, we had to take all of that in, process it, and take a different perspective look at the whole thing. One, a person wants to share a story that we do not intend to or ever believe that is right for us to block a story. Two, we believe that legitimately the person does have a story to tell. We also believe that quite possibly the opposing or the person that it would be named, or the family members or whoever might be named in this story, it may affect them adversely. So, of course, they don't want that to happen. So after certain things were shared with us within the last 45 minutes or so, we had to do some reflection and some focus and relook at the situation. And we concluded that under two circumstances, two things, I should say. One, the story will be told. So whether certain people like it or don't like it or feel we shouldn't air the story would be told, because we are not in the business of killing stories. We're not in the business of burying stories. People do legitimately have a right to share their stories. So the people who called and say they don't approve of us sharing the story, it's not for you to approve. It's not for you to approve or make a decision whether we air the story or not. As long as we're not liable or we're not defamatory in any way, or if you feel that we are defamatory in our utterances, then there are legal recourse if you feel that way. So forget about anyone saying or believing that they don't want the story to be told and they don't approve of the story being told and all of that stuff. That neither here nor there for me. But what is near here or there to me, or near to my heart, is a consideration for an individual who, one, had recently passed away, and the family is still healing, and there are a lot of disagreements that you would find in every instant when there is a situation like that actually immediately after that process. So there are a lot of parts that is moving, and it is not together yet. There are disagreements, there are frustration, because everybody, they need time to mourn. They need time to recollect and put their family together and figure out, because, that's what happened when you die. So based on that, and that only, one, the fact that that is happening and that is immediately following the death of an individual, and the individual is yet to be buried, we decided, no matter how drama you guys would want to hear, because I'm not saying that it would have been, because I believe that it would have been a respectful conversation. No matter how much you think that we all about gaining views and just putting up all kind of sensationalized topic just to get views, that is absolutely not the case. So the consideration we took after looking at the story from all different perspectives is that we will not air the story as yet. So shortly before we came on air, I called back the young lady in question and advised her that based on all of these different things, we will not be airing the story tonight. I then was contacted by family, the sister, the mother, and the brothers, who also pleaded for our wisdom and consideration not to air the story at this point in time. But it wasn't because of any pressure from any side. It was in fact because of all this consideration. But mind you, I believe that, and let me retract on one thing here. We also believe that not all stories, not everything that is happening need to be aired. There are many, many instances where and when there are things that's happening and we fix those issues off air and we don't come on air. It never make it on air. Nobody knows about it, but it get reconciled outside of being on air. This might be an instant where it never may make air, right? But at this point in time, we collectively, as a team, as a considerate group, don't think that this is the right time to air this particular story. Hope you guys understand this, and I hope that I'm clear. So, for those of you who don't understand the whole topic today, let me put it together in a nutshell. We did have a story that was supposed to air tonight, but we made a late consideration after looking at all the different things that's happening with this particular story that we should not air the story tonight. And this was a decision that was made moments ago, right before we decided to go on air. Now, to the young lady who absolutely do have a story to tell, or have or feel as if she is given the wrong end of the stick, I believe that there might be recourse. There might be a third party that may need to come in to mediate the situation and see if they could reconcile, if that is possible. It may not be. But I am willing to even attempt to see if there could be some kind of reconciliation. Because one, it is a touchy, very touchy family issue. So, I want to open up the phone line right now. Because I know that a lot of people have, or may have, difference of opinion on what I just said. So, let us hear what you have to say now. All right. Again, the phone number, 718-701-5720. We're speaking about a story that was supposed to be aired tonight, but based on consideration of the current situation where we have an individual who, again, I deem as one of the number one, if not, yes, the number one producer. Feel the vibes. May his soul rest in peace. A gentleman who, again, his music precedes him. You know his music before you know what he looks like. So, Twit. Okay. All right, Twit. So you didn't know what was the story under consideration. You just said bring the drama. I understand. I understand, my friend. I understand. Yes. Again, his music precedes him. You know his music before you know the gentleman. But you know you jam to his music, right? And no matter what is said, no matter what is happening, I don't think that he will anyone could erase his legacy. He would go down in the books. And I really hope that people could have seen and give him that acknowledgement and give him that flowers when he could smell it. Give him that flowers when he could smell it. But now he's gone. He could no longer smell the flowers that he's getting. Let's jump to the phone line. Caller, your life, where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Grannan.
Grannan, how are you doing?
Okay, and you?
I'm great.
Okay. My tonight, I want to say at least thank you for considering the story. And yes, everyone have a story, but if you know and the kind of person he was mind his business, not the public eye, and that is why so knew his name but didn't even know what like. Shem spent most of in his studio doing what he loves. And I think that it's a bit hurtful in that, his memory should be celebrated and his legacy should be celebrated and respected. There's a lot of drama around that. And death do bring out the worst and the best in people. And I just hope that we use this opportunity for him for who he was and not all the little confusion and the little talks behind it. People would have to work the situation out the best way they can. But Shem does have a family. He has a daughter. And I don't think that she would want to hear all these stories coming out, whether it's from the family side, from other individuals. I don't think it's right for her as a young child who's only 11 years to be hearing all this story. I think it's right that, his memory should be remembered. His name should be remembered and should be praised. And she should know that about her father and not anything else that is not important at this time. That's my contribution.
Thank you so much, caller. We appreciate your contribution. Yeah. 718-701-5720. That's my number. And let us talk. Now, I'm seeing a lot of different comments, right? But I want to make it clear what we did and what we did not do here today. Now, we are of the opinion at this point in time that this story do not need to be aired at this point in time. We also believe that the families, the individual in question, do probably need to have some sort of breakthrough or conversation or understanding with the immediate family. They need to have a conversation. We also believe that this could possibly be resolved without even reaching our airwaves. At the same time, you have to understand the position that we are always in and to make a decision like this, because we get countless stories. Every day there are a list of stories. Actually, there are a list of stories of people who want to speak about this or speak about that. We have to we have to be that filter, right? And sometimes people will say, well, if I don't tell it on Ride Along, then I'll just go on my own page and tell my story, which is even worse sometimes because you don't have that buffer, you don't have that filter, you don't have that I think that logic that may go into telling that story, may get a more chronological view of the story when we talk about it, right? And sometimes you will get a pushback on the story as well. So when you come and Ride Along and we share the story, we tell the story, people understand it, people get it. But oftentimes it doesn't need to reach the airwave. That conversation or that story could be possibly fixed without even touching Ride Along airwave. It could be a mediation. It could be an off-air mediation, right? And sometimes 7 out of 10 times, we get stories that is saucy and juicy, and you would think, well, yeah, if our focus was only on putting things out there to capture and get views or to sensationalize, then a lot of these stories would touch the airwaves, but oftentimes it doesn't. And the reason why is because there have to be a human consideration that you put into these type of things, right? When you stand here, you sit here, you go in front of a microphone and you speak, you have a lot of power because you're speaking to a lot of people. You could influence, change minds. Someone standing or sitting in front of a microphone could basically have so much power. They could wage protests. They could, media. That's media is king. So again, after hearing the sides, considering the fact, one, the young man was a very private individual. That's not the main thing, but the fact is that he is not yet buried. He's very much still, his funeral has not been officially announced yet. Probably it is announced, but he has not been buried as yet. We believe that until that time, we don't think that it's the right time to have that story be told. 718-701-5720, guys. That's my number. Let's talk about this because I know that there will be a lot of people who feel and don't quite understand our position. I know a lot of people who looked at the posting and was very upset. People were speaking about disgracing someone's legacy, and it was never and it will never be our intention to disgrace anyone's legacy. As I said earlier, nobody could deny the fact that Bill the Vibes, he's like this guy, his mind, his musical talent is in a different place. His music is just out of this world. And nobody could erase that, no matter what the story was or would have been, which I didn't even tell you guys. I never mentioned what the story was. I didn't mention anything about what happened, what is happening, nothing like that. So anything else who don't know about it could only speculate. I didn't say anything. Let's take another call. Caller, live. Where are you calling us from? Hold on. Hey, caller, go right ahead.
Hi, Junior. Good night.
Yes.
I'm someone who born and raised in Latin, Demon to be exact. And I'm a family member of Shem, a distant family member. And knowing Shem, he's very calm, very gentle, very peaceful. In fact, out of all his siblings, Shem is the most peaceful one. And honestly, I'm just disgusted to the fact that the headline was even posted out there. Shem is literally not even buried yet.
Hold on. Let's take it one step at a time. What headline was posted out there?
Sorry, it's your page. Why do I need to tell you what headline was posted?
But you said you discussed it. Hold on. Let's take it one step at a time.
Okay, Miss Junior. Well, let me finish because I called you.
Yeah.
So the story that was supposed to be aired tonight, the
story was someone who has a story to tell. And
but it was related to why it was related to Shem.
Right.
His name was posted. So I'm saying, What I'm saying is, even for the fact that it's not going to air, then the headline wasn't even supposed to be posted, knowing the fact that it would be a touchy subject. Hearts is still broken. People literally going on national TV pushing the legacy that Shem created, and you have someone who decided to come to you. In fact, she's not even married. You have someone coming to you. Obviously, I'm not discrediting or disregarding her story, but why is it like so much that has to be posted out there? Given the fact that the situation is going, I just feel like it's very disrespectful to his family, to his name, to his daughter. I think that's a very touchy subject for someone who literally just part. The whole of the fraternity, the soca fraternity is heartbroken. And I just feel like this headline this is something that you should have just, you know what, let's take a step back. Let's talk about it. Let's think, how is it I could be able to resolve it even before it's been posted on there? Because now I'm listening to you, and then it seems like you want to have a positive outcome. You want things to turn out positive. However, how is it this is going to be turned out positive when the headline is already posted out there?
No, listen what the headline was. Girlfriend is defending herself.
Okay, yeah, but what is... Yes, you're defending yourself.
Right.
I get it. But you're going to come on national TV.
Okay, but what you say in the headline, the headline was girlfriend defending herself.
Okay, but do you see your comments? Do you see your comment section? The family is posting stuff, so do you see the comment section? It wasn't to highlight anybody in a positive light.
No. The comment section, people would say what they have to say. What I'm saying is that was the headline, which was later taken down, and I'm telling you the reasoning behind us not doing the story.
Yeah, anyway, Junior, this was just so wrong. I just feel like this is just so wrong. It's just so wrong. It's so wrong. And then again, no problem. Ride Along has been there for years. When Shem was alive, this individual didn't reach out to you to push his legacy or push his greatness. The minute time he passed, you want to come on Ride Along to share your story, to defend yourself.
But
this is crazy.
Yeah, but
this is absolutely crazy. And you know, I'm just so disappointed, and it's very disgusting.
Okay. All right, caller. Again, we appreciate your perspective and your point of view. Let me say again that in every instant, you have to understand, in every instant of how we operate here at Ride Along, we do have things that go through the wire, from producer to even legal team and executive producer, and a decision have to be made. A decision was made that this is not and will not be aired at this point in time. And that is what happened. It was not aired. And there was many consideration. As I said, there was many consideration. The story of an individual that is coming to share her story, not in any way, as far as I understood the story from the countless content that was sent to us, not to degrade the legacy of the person. That is a different story. And that is not what the story was. I'm not going to tell you guys what the story was, but it wasn't the person coming on to degrade the legacy of the individual. That was not the case. That was not the case. We made a decision that it would not be aired at this point in time. And we even said, and we're saying no, that this situation could be resolved without it even coming on air. There could be a mediation process. There could be a mediation process that could be done with the individual, the family, and they could resolve that. You don't have to touch the airwave. The family is hurt at this point in time. The individual is hurt at this point in time. So it was a decision that was made to not go forward with it. And I'm here telling everyone why that decision was made. I then spoke to the family. The number is on the screen. The number is on the screen, 718-701-5720. That's the number on the screen. I then spoke to the family, And I expressed my condolences to the family and explained to them why we would not air the story. So, I don't know how clearer that this could be. I don't know how more or what else that we could say. I've spoken to the mother, spoken to the sister, spoken to the brother, other close friends, spoken to the individual who wanted to share the story, not to degrade or disgrace the legacy of the individual. But we decided that was not going to be the course that we'll take today. It's important that we do that. And that's why you have the human filter. It was filtered and it did not touch the airwaves today. But we also believe, guys, that for the sake of family, loved ones, whatever it is, there should be some conversation that happens there. Again, it doesn't have to hit right along. You don't have to hit internet. It could be a conversation that could be had because there are not so nice things that's been tossed on both sides. All right? 718-701-5720. That's my number right here. We're taking your call. The number on the screen is the number that you call. 718-701-5720 is the number that you call. All right. Kendra Charles said, Junior, just disgusting. No regards for people's feeling. Okay. Well, I don't understand how I have no regards for people's feeling when it was me who had regards that this is not the time to air the story. It was me who had the final decision in that. Hence the reason why the story was not told. So I'm unclear. And Kendra Charles, probably you could call me up on the line, 718-701-5720, to clarify. All right. 718-701. Kendra again. So the family won't be hurt after the burial. And Kendra again, I'm saying to you, and for everyone who can hear me properly, I just think my mic is not working. I said that what's happening could be mediated and not even necessarily have to touch the airwaves. There could be something that could be resolved without reaching any airwave, whether it's Ride Along or any other platform. It could be something that could be mediated outside of social media. It's a family issue. The family would be hurt before, after, well after. But we don't believe that this is the time to have a story like this aired on the platform. That's why the decision was made. So again, let me put up the number, 718-701-5720. That's the number. Right there. Seven 718-701-5720 is the number that if you want to call on the inside. Again, the headline was about someone defending themselves about what was said, what is being said about them. Get it? The family, this headline read, a individual who was upset and needed or felt the need to defend themselves over things that were said about them. That was the headline. All right? And I felt the need to come here and state and clarify why we decided not to go forward. All right? 718-701-5720, that's my number. Let's talk. Yeah, 718-701-5720. Let us talk. I want Kendra to call. Don't just type in the chat. You have a difference of opinion. Let's share it. I like to have conversations. All right? You can call me WhatsApp. You can call me straight. Let me make sure the straight line is open. Yeah, the straight line is open. It's best if you call, because I think our conversation is best. All right? I think our conversation is best. Yeah. And that's the number on the screen, guys. That's the number right there on the screen. 718-701-5720. That is the number. All right, guys. So I want to move on to some other things. I want to move on to something else. Something else that is really, 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 really need to be discussed. Something that really, really need to discuss. All right, let me take this call. Let me take this other call. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Hi.
Junior.
Hey, go ahead, caller. You're live.
Yeah, you keep mentioning yet. Is it your intention to air this story in the future? That's what I need to know.
Maybe not. Not at all. Because I believe that there are a lot of things that could be mediated and fixed even before touching the airwaves.
Okay, because I don't even understand why this is even a topic on social media. I know that I can speak for Shem,
Right.
even in his death, and speak for his family. Shem, even when Shem passed away, the only reason why people got a picture of who Shem was is because his sister posted it. You understand me?
Right.
And if somebody came to you claiming to be girlfriend, I don't know what would you use as proof to justify that they're even in a relationship, but that is beside the point. And you're right, everybody needs a platform to share whatever they feel like they need to share. But I hope that, good judgment will overcome you and you will just shut down this live speaking about Shem right now. Shem is still not buried. His family is grieving. The young lady may be grieving. I'm not saying that she's not, but there's ways to deal with things, and you cannot tell somebody how to grieve. But even in now, why are you looking to come to social media to prove what? Nobody knew Shem, so why does everybody need to know what issues you have as his girlfriend? This makes no sense. It is very disrespectful to Shem and his legacy, somebody who nobody knows. You understand me? Who knows him knows him. And I'm telling you, I'm encouraging you to please shut down whatever topic is this going on around Shem. He's not here to defend himself.
Right.
And it's very distasteful and ugly. Shem's name is out there as putting out, apart from Talpri, let me finish. Apart from Talpri, All Woman, all majority of the other music that is out there internationally was produced by Shem. You understand? And that alone should speak for itself. Whatever is happening behind the scenes is not the Grenadian public business, is not your business. You understand? Respectfully, is not anybody's business. So you should have advised the young lady to take her story to the therapist and get her healing that way. Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller. Thanks for your input. I appreciate your input. All right, so I was about to move on to something else that I think is a good segue to talking about something different, right? So I want to talk about this, guys. I want to talk about this. So I said we said what we said, we did what we did, we're moving on, right? I want to talk about this though, because this came through the wire, and I think it's important that we take a look at this, right? Now, I got a chance to see a video, to look at a video earlier today that was posted on TikTok, right? And I saw this President Trump speaking about something that really had me worried and concerned. Take a listen.
Finding some way to get farm workforce and service sector workforce. And I think you've discussed somehow a program of people leaving on a sponsorship and coming right back. Can you give us a little more detail about that and why, in the view of some hardliners, it's not amnesty?
Take care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people, and we're working on it right now, and Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything else. They're not getting citizenship, but they get other things. And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to.
All right. So this is the clip that I looked at, and what do you guys think about that? Because I'm hearing owner responsibility, and this is a recent thing. He said that at the Alligator Alcatraz. This is now AI. So he's saying that he's going to open up opportunities for farmers to work on the plantation or on the land, and give authority over the owner, over the people, or over the workers. And I scratched my head there for a quick second, because this kind of song like slavery, doesn't it? Listen again. If you didn't listen good the first time, listen this again. Listen this again. Listen.
You've discussed somehow a program of people leaving on a sponsorship and coming right back. Can you give us a little more detail about that and why, in the view of some hardliners, it's not amnesty?
Take care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people, and we're working on it right now, and Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know them. We're going to it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility, where they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go. They can be here legally. They can pay taxes and everything else. They're not getting citizenship. But
owner responsibility. Yeah. That's what the song's like to me. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
No, I'm calling you to talk about the costume.
Okay, I'll call you back.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah, guys. This is what they call making America backward again. This is ludicrous. This is crazy. And for the life of me, I don't understand what we're going to have on the program probably tomorrow. We're going to have an opportunity to chat with Deanne Winter-Fundy, or a lawyer, on this topic. Hold on 1 second. Let's take the next call. Caller, you live? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, yes, calling from Toronto. Yes, what you just showed there, it just blew my mind. Even before you said slavery, I sat and I said that's slavery 101.
Yes.
And people have to be very much aware of this man. He's out to bring back slavery. And to me, for people in the Caribbean who have people going out there and work on farms back and forth, sometimes we have to hold on to our dignity and get the hell out of this place. Because he is saying they can work legally, otherwise they have the authority to work, but they are not going to get citizenship. So otherwise, keep them there as slaves, because the owners would have total control of these people. And it's mind-boggling. And it's crazy, Junior. It's really crazy. This is total slave master mentality. And Trump is not the person to take your chances and gamble on, because the man is very evil. He's very evil. And that's as much as I could say to this. It's sickening.
Yeah, that's
It's sickening.
that kind of rubbed me a kind of way when I saw it too.
Yep.
Can't understand it. All right, thank you, caller. We appreciate your input.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I want to hear from some people who legitimately voted for Trump and is looking at this right now. People who legitimately voted, went into the ballot, Caribbean people, because I know a lot of you guys voted for Trump. Do you feel the same way about what's happening now? Are you feeling the same way about what's happening now? It's interesting. Got another caller on the line. Caller, you live? Hello?
No, I don't want to speak to you live. I want to speak to you private.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll be back.
No problem.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah. I want to see the people who were Caribbean for Trump and blacks for Trump and Grenadians for Trump, Trinis for Trump, all of these for Trump people. Let me know if you guys feeling differently about your decision that you made. Because, election have consequences, eh? They say the man Julie won the election. He's doing what he said he was going to do. And a lot of people, what I find, what I figure, what I see, what I continue to see here is that a lot of people felt like they might be already in the system. They may already have their green card, and they don't think that this could or will or would have ever affected them, because they felt as if they're in the system and they're good. Nonetheless, they're realizing that even if you have your green card and you're living in the United States, there are people that are being deported with their green card. So, some people felt like they will go Caribbean for Trump, and Trump would somehow, and probably he did, probably he is, probably he's doing what people expected him to do. A lot of Caribbean people who supported him, they like to see what is happening. They're supportive of that, and that's all good. But I just want to know where you are right now after seeing all of these things that's happening. You're hearing about Epstein. You're hearing about the list. You're hearing about all this tariff. Now, Canada is not our friends. All the countries or allies that fought closely with the United States and we considered as friends. No, they're not. Now we're hearing about tariffs for certain Caribbean islands. It's just a complete mess. It's just a complete mess. Let me know where you guys are on this. 718-701-5720. That's the number. Yeah. So wait. You're telling me that all the Caribbean people for Trump, all the Grenadian people for Trump, all the people who are their supporters for Trump, you're not coming forth, putting your hands up. All the people who supported him, they no longer want to call and support what they're hearing. Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that, because during the election, guys, again, everyone have the right to vote for whoever they choose to vote for. And you can't tell people who to vote for. Election has its consequences. Now we've seen the consequences of what happened at the ballot. Now we've seen the consequences of what's happening after you made your way on the ballot, or you made your decision on the ballot. It's coming to pass, guys. 718-701-5720. We'll take your calls right after this. Don't move. We'll be back.
Celebrating 40 years is a significant milestone that often evokes reflection, gratitude, and recognition of accomplishment.
Feeling very excited about it. When I reflect on it, some artists took 10 to 15 years before they get through. They keep knocking at the door. The first time the nation heard about the Limers Gilbert, they show me that love. They show me that respect. They go crazy over the beats. They go crazy over the excitement. They go crazy over the rhythm. And I appreciate that.
Sunday, August 3rd at the Progress Park in St. Andrew. It's Specky 40. Tickets available from gotofed.com. Presented by Limers Gilbert in association with the Spice Mass Corporation and Sedu.
Who want to jam into?
Hi, I want $10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding Multi-X to your bet?
Yes, Multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and Multi-X, you cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, Multi-X all of the daily games.
With Multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add Multi-X to all your Playway, daily Pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Calling the CARICOM community, assembling Global Africa, the 4th edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade Investment Forum. Active 2025 is coming to St. George, Grenada, this 28th to 29th July. Join government and business leaders, investors, and trade and finance institutions to explore the theme, resilience and transformation. Enhancing Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation in an era of global uncertainty. Be there as we stand together to strengthen our commercial ties, to promote shared trade and investment opportunities, and unlock prosperity for Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider diaspora. The 4th Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. Reserve your place now at active2025.com.
Hi guys, I'm back again, guys. Be very, very, very conscious of what's happening, guys. This whole game is changing. The world is changing. The world has changed. It's a different place, a different world. What we're seeing right now is probably we have never seen in our lifetime. And hopefully it don't get worse. Hopefully somebody or common sense prevail and it doesn't get worse from where it is right now. The sad thing about it is that whatever happens here in the United States affects the entire world. Adversely affect the Caribbean market because America is a major source market. And with all talks of tariffs and travel bans and all of these things. Now, talk of this is slavery back again. Slavery 101 back again. This is not, I don't see any black person who could look at this and say, you know what, this is going forward. This is where we need to be. This is what I supported. This is what I voted for. So it's a sad day to hear these type of utterances. Anyway, guys, it's 7 o'clock. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program. Today we catch you guys again mañana on the ride. Good night. See you later.
Calling the CARICOM community, assembling Global Africa, the 4th edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade Investment Forum. Active 2025 is coming to St. George, Grenada, this 28th to 29th July. Join government and business leaders, investors, and trade and finance institutions to explore the theme, Resilience and Transformation. Enhancing Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation in an era of global uncertainty. Be there as we stand together to strengthen our commercial ties, to promote shared trade and investment opportunities, and unlock prosperity for Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider diaspora. The 4th Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. Reserve your place now at active2025.com.